So refreshing the page. Stupid X. It went to Expedia. Hold on.
.com.
Everybody watching, this is not a sponsorship for Bing. This is me telling you, don't use Bing. So, everybody, for the following episode, viewer discretion is advised. We will be talking a serious topic here. There may be some, strong language and all situations. Thank you. So let's start off. What is up, my bros? It's your boy 2KROs here with a brand new episode for you. It's called RIP RKF and Rider Kick. Well, we'll talk the censor word later. But of course, this is a brand new episode. It is episode 8 of the show. I'm pretty sure the 6th episode I've actually been on because I've always been almost every weekend on and off of it. So I am joined here, of course, it's Reggie 2KROs with my usual co-host, GBakes93, aka Gary. Gary, say hello to the lovely people out here.
You let me out. You let me run the asylum, and then everyone got loose, and I couldn't find everybody. I'm still trying to find Josh. I think Josh is in Norway now.
Why Norway?
I don't know. Oh, Sono's here. Hi, Sono.
Oh, Sono's in the
shout
chat.
Ranger keys very loudly, Josh will come running.
No, wrong Josh. Oh. There's so many Joshes in
there are too many Joshes. It's like Chris's. There's too many Joshes and too many Chris's.
Too many Joshes, too many Joshes, too many Chris's. I know at least 2 different fees. So, yeah, of course, well, we do have a guest here today, Dresden, aka Dresden Nova. Like, that was the person we were just talking right now. Dresden, say hello.
Hi, I'm really here. I'm just not on camera. So instead, you get to look at a panda. I promise it's much better to look at than I am.
Panda. Okay. So yeah, guys, this Sono says her life their life has way too many Steves. Okay. Steve Rogers. All right. So, guys, we, of course, are going to be talking about a couple of topics here today. As you can tell by the title, we are going to be talking about the Gimmick Figures. But first off, let's start off with a little bit of some announcements that came up recently this week. So, we are looking at Team Kamen Rider is going to be doing Heisei Week 2, starting on August 2nd through August 7th. Now, this is hype. As you recall, last year in Heisei Week 1, it was a bunch of live streams, different content creators and people in the Toku community coming on, talking about the shows, their favorite shows. Pretty much every show in the Heisei era, like in different segmented parts, and then eventually led to the world premiere of Heisei Generations Forever, I believe is the one. I keep mixing Final and Forever together.
Yeah.
Why would they do Final and then Forever?
Because they underestimated when the Emperor would actually step down.
Got it. But yeah, with Heisei Week 2, I am really curious to see what they're going to do. Obviously, with last time's talk about each show, I'm really hoping that they kind of go more in depth with the shows rather than just doing your brief summary, your brief thought kind of deal with it. Like, I want to see them probably talk like maybe suits design, effects, gimmick figures, the gimmicks. I mean, what are you guys hoping to see with this?
I'm hoping to see My Ugly Mug in at least a panel. I'm only kidding. Yeah, mostly what Reggie said. I want to see them do like panels for Blade because I'm a huge fan of Blade. I know a friend of the show, Kaiju Carl, is a big fan of Blade. I know Jem from Front Heroes is a major fan of Blade.
Sono in the chat, huge fan of Blade.
Sono, yes. I'm trying to think what else I want to see them have another Kamen Rider interview.
Another Kamen Rider interview, yeah. That would, like, with them announcing it like around this time, it would be kind of cool. I mean, like, obviously they're fresh off of Superhero Senki in Japan. If they can find a Kamen Rider actor from the Heisei era that was in that movie, I mean, like, the first one that comes to mind is the actor for Soko. He was in that movie. So if they could somehow get him on board, or at least have him do a message. Or I mean, with Waz's like an announcement Waz's little like thing for the Beyond Driver last year, and then Naki and Ikazuchi, their actors coming in for like Rider Week last year. That was not last year. That was actually this year. that was great.
Mistake.
Yeah.
Time is just becoming like not a giant fixture. Although Peacemaker just brought up in the chat, I keep rolling dice for Ryuki's release date. Listen to me. I would love for the biggest tease and I'll be like, hey guys, we're giving you Ryuki, but we're also going to give you Dragon Knight. So if you want to see Steven Lunsford and Matt Mullins beat up Mirror Monsters, you can. If you want to see Takamasa Suga and I don't know Ren's actor, you want to see them kick butt, go ahead.
Yeah, because obviously we're still waiting on Tokusatsu to, release Ryuki subbed and 01 sub, as well as the 01 Blu-rays and DVDs. We're hoping for those soon. Justin, what about you, man? We've been talking. What are your thoughts, or what are you hoping for to see in Heisei Week 2?
I'm kind of hoping that, like, just because I think, like, all of the Megid generals from Saber all speak English.
Yes.
It would be really cool if they got, like, Legio or Zuos' actor, or, even Storia, since he's the final, main bad guy, to, like, come in and do an interview, or just, anything. Because I think that would kind of be like the limiting factor with most actor returns, is like, I don't know how many of them actually speak the language, so it'd be either, subtitled or very stilted and awkward.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing, though. Whatever they do, like, whoever they get, you can't top Kisei Watanabe. That man is so majestic. And he has beautiful hair.
I mean, you could get Sono to literally die and have Sotaro, Javert from Ghost, and David Yadaki is what he's going by now, Onari's actor. Because he's in New York, and Sotaro's from LA. And then they would just interact together for like 5 minutes, and then Sono would just die.
Wait, Shotaro from Double?
No, Sotaro. That's Javert's actor.
Oh.
Yeah, Geki Shopper.
Oh, him.
If they were to get an English-speaking Heisei Rider, though, Kabuto's actor would be great.
Oh.
Kore wa stronger. Ore ga strongest.
That'd
be great.
Sono says he still goes by Takayuki, he goes by David. God will in fact die. The past 2 years have been one very long month. That's how I feel, especially working from home now for good. And also, Peacemaker brings up a very interesting point. I'm curious what the exclusive product is. I have a theory. Well, Reggie had a theory that I like. So, Reggie, you say yours first.
Well, for me, like, the most, obviously, like, one exclusive product that we are going to be getting is, the Team Kamen Rider jerseys. Like, I have been asking since day one that they did this. Like, I know Carl's been asking, Jay's been asking. So many people have been wanting to get in on these jerseys, and for a limited time, they brought this up in their live stream from August 2nd to August 7th. They are going to be doing pre-orders for those jerseys. I know that their current line of shirts, I think, goes up to XXL. Let me check real quick for you guys.
David, if you watch, can you please make shirts that are like fat people friendly?
Let me see. If we go over to their shirts, I'm going on my phone right now.
While you're doing that, I'll just say
they go to XXL.
Oh, thank God! Then that is fat people friendly. For me,
as somebody who only has like 3 Kamen Rider shirts, I am really excited to get these jerseys. I am definitely going to order a couple just so I have one like almost every day of the week.
I have none. What I'm kind of hoping it is a US release for what's it called? For the Revice belt.
Oh, that would be cool.
So I was
But
just thinking about that because Team Kamen Riders only brought over the CSMs and now the reissue belts, which I do want to talk about today as well.
yeah, the Legend Rider series versions of the belt. Which
Wait, because
feel
they're
like
no, sorry, no, Reggie, go ahead.
So, as we kind of mentioned, I think that we mentioned in the last few months, and I can't remember, it was the news ones. You know, they were doing Legend Rider versions of Typhoon and Kuga's Arkle, which, you know, they're just like kind of the standard, like, kind of versions where you just, like, there's a little lever at the top. So, if you remember the Mighty Morph, the Power Rangers, like 2017, like Morpher, how it had like that little lever to make the thing spin. It's kind of like how those belts are designed. So I'm a bit curious. I honestly want to go pick up the Arkle at some point, but yeah, there has been teases for the Fize gear and the Forza driver apparently. So
Yeah, that's I was about to say, and apparently, from what Sentai 5 saw on Twitter, those are the DX ones, like the original ones.
ooh, okay, because yeah, the Fize gear would be awesome to have. I mean, you know me, I'm primarily collecting like the decade onward drivers, but it would be kind of fun to jump back. I wanted to do that with the CSM Kiva, but I could not at that moment. So
Justin,
what are you thinking?
Basically, what do you think the exclusive one is?
Honestly, I have, and this is a complete cop-out answer, I have no damn idea.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I feel like if they are going to announce...
I'm keeping my expectations low, just because if I hope for something like really cool, like a belt, and it's just like, I don't know, anything smaller, like one of the, like even like the whatever gimmick item that they're selling, like, pre-show, if they just even bring that over, I'm just like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah,
I don't want to like get, I don't want to shoot for the stars and then be disappointed.
Yeah, because they did bring in. Oh, sorry, Gary.
Oh no, sorry. I was just saying, I would love to see them do a second run for Figure Arts Buster because I'm broke and I need that rider I need that figure art in my life, and Toku was sold out.
Yeah, that's one of the things. Is like, we're still kind of, they're still actively, I know, fighting for, figure arts releases in the States. It's marketing, but yeah, with the talk about DX belts possibly going forward, we do have, I think, around this summertime, the premium Bandai Neo Deca driver, the Neo K Touch, and also the ride watches, the Saber ride watch and the Decade 21 complete ride watch. Those are available at retail for GameStop. If you happen to pre-order them, I believe that they're releasing this month. So, like, you should see some people who are going to go pick up their orders from GameStop fairly soon from there. But yeah, Heisei Week 2, August 2nd to the 7th. Curious to see what kind of panels we're going to get, as well as, what that exclusive product is going to be. Everybody, make sure that you get your orders in on those jerseys. And if you do happen to get them, make sure that, you can show it off. Like, even if you're not going to a convention, just kind of show your support for these guys, because I know that they're actively working hard. I know David is super excited because today they finally did the first episode of Gaim subbed on Toei Tokusatsu World, so you can watch that as well. And Sono brings up a good point. New soon for the U.S. market release of the Rider Tamagotchi. So they're making Kamen Rider Tamagotchi. One stylized after Ichigo and the Typhoon belt. The other one is kind of Kuga based with like the gold and the black. Those are currently Japan premium Bandai, 2,500 yen per Tamagotchi. So you don't get both. You have to select which one you want. But the U.S. Tamagotchi site actually said that they are going to get them in. So hopefully we get some announcements for that soon. So I would love to have that little thing just like dangling from my backpack. 2,500 yen. That's roughly about at this current exchange rate, probably around $24-25. So that'd be a cool little gimmick thing to have with you.
I would love for them to do what the Digimon ones are doing, because apparently those are selling like hotcakes.
Yeah, I really wanted one of them back when like Pia found one for like $5, but they're $20 and they're sold out like in my area. So I'm like, no.
Reggie, I can actually help you with that. My local game shop has a bunch like $20. I can grab you one if you want. Just we'll work something out.
I'll think about it, but like the $5 thing was what was going to entice me in getting it.
Although so it brings up a very interesting point. I was just thinking. So, like, let's say you forget to feed like Kuga. Does he die and you automatically get Agito? Is that how it works?
I'm it'd be the most horrible joke that they could do is that if you forget to feed any of your Kamen Riders, they just automatically turn into Ghost.
Justin, am I a terrible person?
Yes.
I love
Good.
Ghost.
I hate Ghost.
I love Ghost. I'm just
DMCA. But Sono says like,
this is my time to shine.
I grabbed the gold one by a proxy service before they announced the US one, so I'm hoping to pick up the green by US release. See, that's the thing is I'm really trying to decide on which one I would pick up. Like I know that Tori, shout out to you, they want to get the green one. So I'm like thinking, in contrast, I'll get the gold one, but at the same time, I like the green one. So I'm just like, no, you get a little rider boy, he'll go into a rider, and then third stage based on how well you care for them. Oh, okay. You can go into one of 5 groups, but I'm really curious about the secret since every main rider is shown except Rider Man.
Did Rider Man have his own show?
No, Rider Man was in V3.
Oh.
So Ichigo and Nigo were in the first Kamen Rider. You had Rider Man in V3, and Rider Man and Kamen Rider V3. And obviously, you know how the rest go. They all had their own individual shows. The only other, Rider-ish character that was in a Kamen Rider show was Stronger with Tackle. Up until, obviously the Heisei era was, Black with Shadow Moon.
I was gonna say, don't erase Shadow Moon like that.
Yeah, that's why I stopped. Black with Shadow Moon, and then the Heisei era
starting with G and Sky Rider.
Oh yeah. So yeah, Heisei Week 2, August 2nd, 7th. Order your jerseys as soon as they go up. I know that I am. And so let's move on to our next topic, which is, of course, we got news of the third Kamen Rider of the Reiwa era.
Duck out now. There will be spoilers.
Who makes their first appearance in Superhero Senki, and that is Kamen Rider Revice, which is actually, as it turns out, 2 separate Kamen Riders. We have Kamen Rider Revi and Kamen Rider Vice. Kamen Rider Revi is, of course, the one that we saw as, the rider appearance. This awesome purple, blue, and pink color cotton candy rider. Hell yeah, look at that driver.
The trans flag rider, as Rai calls it.
Yeah. I count the purple. I count the purple for the bi flag too, so that's why I love Revice. But yeah, it's of course a Dino themed
more black and
rider.
gray.
It's a Dino themed rider, small Tyrannosaurus, and we have Vice over here, who, and according to the storyline, our main hero Icky, he I guess the Dead Man organization is trying to release the demon inside of humans with the Vice stamps, and Icky makes a contract with his demon, which is Vice, to try and stop them. So that's why they whenever Icky transforms into Revi, Vice actually materializes a body and becomes Kamen Rider Vice. So that's why you see here Revi has a driver, Vice does not. So they're tied together. So every form that Revi transforms into, Vice will reflect on that. So obviously you see here in their main T-Rex form, Vice gets a little T-Rex hoodie and a tail. But yeah, the main premise of this is that the Dead Man organization trying to make the demons come out of people, and Icky's family is in danger of that, so Icky transforms into Revi to protect them. They run an onsen spa house. And I'm really interested in seeing how this will go. This is of course our 50th anniversary rider, so there have been rumors. We haven't seen pictures yet of him being able to transform into forms that kind of reflect on the Heisei and Showa era riders, but not really like not like the Geo armor. Well, I guess similar to the Geo armors, because from what we've heard, like he has a shark stamp that apparently turns decayed, and his head becomes like decayed apparently. So I'm excited to see what we get. Like, this is a new show. Everybody's been wanting a downward themed writer for the longest time. So here we go.
So now, since we got down the road, does this mean we're getting a Bugz2Men Sentai next year?
I'm hoping. I've drawn a Bug Theme Sentai. I've drawn a... Okay, so I drew a Dino themed writer years ago, and their transformation devices were Tamagotchis. And now we're getting Kamen Rider Tamagotchis and a Kamen Rider that's a Dino theme.
Oy.
Like...
Right. You know what I want for this guy? Just like in the spirit of them bringing back Kuroto for the Genmu's The President movie, and bringing back the Ghost cast for the Saber stuff. Just because this guy hasn't written a Toku before, bring back Wizard.
Wizard
isn't Haruto's actually like super famous? That's the reason why they couldn't get him back for Geo.
Then bring back the Mages and Beast.
Yeah.
You could bring back Nito. You could.
You could get Nito. You could get Todoroki. I don't know what the small child and what Mayu are doing, but you know what? Do a fair college try at it.
I mean, if we're going in terms of how they're like, if they decide to do that, if they're going backwards, because like what? So you had Xaid and then 01, then you had Ghost and Saber. So in that terminology, wouldn't Drive's cast or someone from the Drive cast come into?
Yes, but
Revice if we're working backwards like that.
Yeah, but the whole plot of like the dead man bringing out the inner demons in people. That's just the plot of Wizard with the Gates.
That's true. I was like, inner demon, Deno.
I mean, all right. So I want to give my thoughts.
That would require Deno to have a plot first.
I hate you, Richard.
Okay. So while we are, hyped for this Kamen Rider series, I think we do have to talk about a serious topic involving.
Would you mind? I wanted to give my quick thoughts about like the suit and like what I think of the overall story.
We'll talk Susan's story.
Yeah. All right. So I'll say this much: but the next time we record, we'll have like the introductory press conference already done. So apparently that's Tuesday night. I have a joke that I've been wanting to make since the whole the whole synopsis came out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm disappointed in this because of one reason only. He doesn't. It's called the Dead Man Organization, right?
Yeah.
If like their headquarters isn't called the Dead Man Wonderland, I send it back. Anybody who watches anime knows why.
Gary, nobody watched Dead Man Wonderland.
I did.
No one watched Dead Man Wonderland.
I read Dead Man Wonderland. I did not watch Dead Man Wonderland.
That's why the anime was on Toonami immediately, because nobody watched it, so it was dirt damn cheap.
I watched it on Netflix like 6-7 years ago. I will say
an opening though.
I love the intro to Dead Man Wonderland. The only thing I really want to say is I like the suit. Last time you were here, Reggie, I brought up how the suit reminds me of a Vanguard unit. Well, that reminds me it still reminds me of the same damn Vanguard unit. But the thing that gets me is Vice's suit just looks like a Showa rider or a Showa era monster design.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting vibes of that too.
Yeah, he looks incomplete.
Well, I think that's probably as the series goes on. What I kind of see them doing, if they decide to go because we've had 01 to 02, we've had Saber to Cross Saber.
Yeah.
What I'm thinking is that what if they kept Revy, or like, when Revy gets his final form, like, rather than just these little bits by bits, Vice is like a palette swap of that final form to have like a double rider situation.
Also, from what I saw on Twitter yesterday, apparently we're gonna have a similar situation to Ninja, where the stamps aren't going to be able to be in SG or Gashapon form, so you can only get the DX ones. There's only 9 in the first quarter.
So cutting back a bit on the whole gimmick thing. I mean, like,
they've realized that they've been bleeding us dry for the past 2 years, and we need time to financially recover from this.
Kind of. I'm probably gonna follow my stance with Saber. Like, I've been getting just the little Gashapon books for the different writers. Like, my Genbushinwa one is just Gashapon. So, like, what I'm probably gonna do is, if I do pick up the belt, I'm probably just gonna pick up the belt and then whatever the final form item is. That's basically what I've been doing for my belts.
I have 501 drivers, Reggie. I need this franchise to give me a nap.
Why do you have 501 drivers?
Because Dresden's doing what I wanted to do.
02, Metsubo Jinrai, Zetsumetsu, Eden.
And then are you going to get another spare one to put the Direwolf key into? Or?
No, because it's still a 01 driver. It does not modify the belt itself. That's why I'm not getting 6, and that's why I'm not getting 2,000 drivers.
I am the president. Oh yeah, by the way, everybody watching, another product shot is that Kamen Rider Zaya's 2 Progrise and Zetsumaya's keys, the Triceratops and Conotaurus keys are also going to be premium Bandai, but also coming to the States. You can find them on Toku Collectibles for $35, or I think another store called, I think it's called Poo Poo Panda. I may be calling it wrong. Yeah, Poo Poo Panda is selling it for $30, and they also have a 10% off purchases right now, or your first purchase. So go for it.
I mean, the only
also shout out to pandas no longer being endangered.
Yay!
We love pandas, but the only other thing I wanted to bring up was I have a theory based off of the information that I just said about them only being like 9 stamps in the first quarter of the show.
Mm-hmm.
My theory is that they're going to actually take the advice I've been saying for the past couple of years. Is this going to be the show to finally let the damn forms breathe? Because I feel like they're not all form stamps in the first quarter. There's probably going to be a couple of ability ones and maybe another form or 2. So this might actually be the first time since 9, because 9 was the last rider I watched before I finished build in 01, and I'm trying to power the GL. But they're letting forms breathe now, I think, which is very good and very healthy. But anyway, I think it's time we address the dinosaur in the room.
Well, real quick is that this comment from Peacemaker makes sense that every stamp equals 2 suits, so a lot of budget is going to them. Yeah, makes sense. Why we're probably not getting that many. Because like with Saber, it was easier because you just have to swap parts on the suit. But you still had like 11 riders, 11 plus riders to choose from.
But, technically 12, depending on how you want to count Cross Saber.
True. The Cross Saber, because they have to repaint the pieces. Everything. Oh, Cross Saber. You are. Oh. I did not like you at first, but as soon as I saw it in action, I was just like, okay, yes, I love the suit.
Oh, you'll learn to hate it again, Reggie. When I get my mitts on you, you'll learn to hate it again.
I paint. So yeah, as Gary mentioned, we are going to talk about the dinosaur in the room, and that is the history of Vice's voice actor. I don't quite recall his name, but he has been known to have a history of mocking African culture, and also doing blackface, which I do not condone that behavior. I do not like I do not like the mocking of other races. And one thing that struck out in the Toku community when this came to light, because I am ashamed and appalled that I did not know about this after being on Toku Twitter for like several years that he did this. But a lot of people have been coming out and kind of like somehow justifying his actions or defending him in a way. But the actor has not publicly apologized for what he's done. And there's people who have been telling, a couple of my friends who happen to be black to, who cares? Like, get over it. It's okay. It's not okay, guys. I'll be honest. It's not okay.
Yeah.
As an Asian American in America, when, coronavirus hit, a lot of people mocking every form of Asian, like saying like it's all your fault, that kind of thing. Like we've seen hate crimes, we've seen these protests, we've seen everything happen in just these past 2 years. And the fact that people can't get it through their head that it's not okay to do blackface, it's outstanding. Like Taka from Kotetsu Toy.
I was just about to bring that up.
He got sent a DM earlier this morning telling him, if you sell Revice toys, you're racist. What the hell? Like, okay, this is the part of the show where we're not going to censor ourselves, to be honest. Like, we're just like Taka is a toy store owner. He's just trying to make his livelihood. Like, because he's selling the toys of a show that has somebody who has done racist actions does not make him racist.
Yeah.
Like, this is a good man. Like, I've seen, like the videos of him with his wife and his kid. He's an honest to good man. Like, just normal person. Like, you guys need to back off of him. That's all I'm going to say. You need to back off. Like, when the whole thing with the subtitles things came out, people were asking him for his opinion. Like, he's a man in Japan who speaks English, but that doesn't mean that he has anything to do with it. Like, leave the guy alone. But, like, honestly, I've blocked somebody who was following me for a good several times because he was telling, like, my buddy Vaughn, like, who cares? Like, nobody cares about this. They'll forget about it in, like, a couple weeks.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
Like, here's my whole piece. It's one thing if he came out and apologized and said, hey, yeah, I didn't mean any of this. I'm sorry. Please forgive me, so on and so forth. The fact that he hasn't even come out to apologize or even bring it up is very scummy. And
it's been like 2 years since that came to light, I believe, or 3 years. I think it was 2018 that those images first started surfacing.
I'm gonna make one thing perfectly clear. Like, it's like Reggie said, I don't condone any of this shit. It's not okay. I live in New York. I watch my local CBS affiliate every day on my lunch break one of my breaks for work, and you just see all these reports like Asian people being attacked because of COVID. It's 2021. If you can't learn to be respectful of every other I'm sorry, I'm dropping that bomb because I'm so irritated by this.
You're fine.
If you can't learn to fucking respect other people, then have no friends and no life and just stay in your little bubble, you stupid bastard. For lack of a better
Thank you for saying the B word because I thought you were going to say the C word. But
no,
it's just
I have a personal moral filter that I also have to follow. But to take this out on Taka got death threats when the whole toy sub-apocalypse happened earlier in the year. It's like Reggie said, Mr. S from CS Toys, Taka, people behind Mandarake, they're all just people who sell toys. They have nothing to do with production of tokusatsu shows. And it's getting to the point where if Taka or Mr. S or the Mandarake people keep getting harassed, their shops are going to go away. And I know personally, because I've ordered from Taka before, Taka always goes above and beyond for his customers. Back when I was fledging the Ghost icons, I had to buy the Forze, I think the O's icon from Taka. It came a week later, and he sent me a free mini poster for the Drive movie, as well as like a free Kamen Rising card. But like, respect other people. You're taught better than this in school. Anyway, Dresden, the floor is yours. I know you're very passionate about this.
Yeah, not censoring myself on this one. Fuck racists.
Indeed.
That's the censored word in the title is Rider Kick Racists. If you got that, you win a prize. Reggie will ship it out to you, first class mail.
Wait, what?
And I just there's a phrase that I keep coming back to for people like this, and I've dropped it on Twitter a few times. They are the villain in every piece of media that they love. And all of their heroes hate them. And it's just infuriating that people have no media literacy these days and can't grasp that. It's like, yes, you are in fact the baddies. Just shut the hell up. Or, keep spouting your nonsense so that we know who to block.
So, yeah, it's for those who are boycotting the show to not watch Revice because of Vice, like it's fine. Like nobody is gonna hold that against you. Those who want to watch the show, nobody's gonna hold that against you. Like personally,
nobody should hold that against you. People will hold that against you,
but nobody
should.
And
they're stupid.
Look, for me, I'm watching the show for this guy, for Revice, for Revi. Like, I want to. I've never seen this actor before. I want to see what he can bring to the table. I want to see what the other members of the cast are bringing to the table. That's another thing. Everybody out there, stop dragging the other members of the cast. Like they're just of the cast, and they're just there to be in the show. They probably don't even share the same views as that guy. Fuck that guy. I'll just say it. I mean, Vice, you're cool. Your voice actor, no. Honestly, if they could, I don't know how people or how Toei will respond to seeing all this, but if they ever do decide to recast Vice's voice actor, I wouldn't hold it against them. I wouldn't, have a problem with that. Honestly, if this is just me, if I could, I would honestly cast, Momotaro's voice actor as Vice, just based on the description of him. But
yeah,
but yeah, guys, just don't drag the other members of the cast for being in the same show as this asshole. Okay?
Yeah,
they're just trying, their best to make their own show. It's like I said, if you want to watch the show, good on you. If you don't want to watch the show, good on you.
Yeah.
But don't harass other people for what this one person did.
Yeah, for me, just going off of voice actors that I want to see, that instead of He Who Shall Not Be Named, I like to see Vice. Which by the way, For a Demon is a great name, especially since I'm watching Seven Deadly Sins right now, and anyway, I would love to see Tetsuo Nada. The dude has a deep voice and would be perfect for a demon.
After finding out that he voices Endeavor, I just can't help but think Shoto. But yeah, Dresden, your final thoughts on this topic?
Yeah, it's like what Reggie said. If you watch it, great. Let's be real here. We're pirating it anyway, unless something miraculous happens in the next month. Just being real here. We have very little way of actually supporting the show. If you don't want to buy, Like I'm a big gimmick figure collector. That's why I'm here. I don't know if I'll actually end up buying this line because I don't want to support the character. I'll cross that bridge when I get to it later. But like if people are going out and attacking everybody that's watching Revice, I want to bring your attention to the show Uchu Sentai Q Ranger. Where the hell were you guys 3 years ago when he was all of the toys in that show?
I forgot that.
Yeah, he was the Season Blaster. He was a Usetter. He was the whoever Ho Soldier's sword was. I forgot.
Yeah, and this especially hits me because Q Ranger was the first show for Sentai that I got all in on with the robots. Like I have everything right above me right now, and all of it has this racist voice in it. So batteries are gone, and you're never coming back, you guys.
I don't blame you.
Fine, because the sounds on the Q Ranger mecha are honestly kind of disappointing and unnecessary, but at least they're not as annoying as hell as the Zenkaiger robos.
Fun fact: apparently, all the Q Ranger robos on Mandarake are super cheap right now.
Do it. Get them. They're good.
I have no room.
I don't care.
But yeah, guys. So
I see blank wall behind your left shoulder.
Like okay, so like I said,
above
guys,
the lamp.
Okay, like I said, guys, respect one another about this. Like if you do not choose to watch Revice, that's fine. If you choose to watch Revice, that's also fine. Just respect one another. Respect the other members of the cast for the show. Don't hold it against them. Respect those that like literally have nothing to do with it, especially like like we said, the store owners that are selling the product. It's not on them that
I'll be right back. I'm needed. One second.
Happening. Okay, but yeah, just respect one another and don't justify what this man is doing. Okay, don't come up with excuses and say like, oh yeah, they don't care, that kind of thing. Like
also the guy is from Germany.
Yeah, okay, let's
just put that into context here. Germany kind of has a whole deal with they don't mess around with the racists anymore.
Okay, well,
yeah.
Let's get into the meat of the potatoes of the episode, which is gimmick figures. So, gimmick figures, obviously, we've had many throughout history, and one particular person here on the show, the whole reason why we brought him on is because of, well, this. Behold.
Jesus Christ.
The Dresden Shelf.
Yes.
So, throughout history, we've had, of course, when it came to gimmick figures, I guess we could technically count the Shochaku Henshin line as like kind of an armor up kind of figure line, gimmick figure line. We also had, Kabuto's Cast Off series, which honestly, balling, bitching. Deno's armor change, with I think it's also still in their. No, they had their own figure, didn't they?
Yes. If you pause at the very top, there is a Deno up there in the back in axe form, and there is also. I don't have him on display right now, but they also made a Zeronos and Deneb set that combine into Vega form.
Nice.
I have him. He is in a closet somewhere. and of course, you obviously got, the Ixa to save mode.
Yeah.
Up there. And then behind him is advertised as a 4-form changing Kiva. But Dogabaki happened, so 5 forms.
Trying to restart the video. But yeah, and then obviously there was also the Kiva Emperor form to flight style.
Yep, I have not purchased that yet. It's in one of my Mandarake carts, so I just haven't pulled the trigger.
And then after that, obviously, we started getting into the final form, like the Decade series.
Right,
BMCA.
So I actually have a question about.
I don't think that you get the MCA for that.
Marco Kita would sue you personally then.
All right. So I actually have questions about the Dogobaki form one as well as the Final Form Rider figures. First, for the Dogobaki form, there's no parts forming, right? Everything's like on the figure itself.
The only parts forming is changing the eye color.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah, so like
Yeah, that's the only parts forming on that and on Deno are changing the eye color. There is no parts forming on Ixa, and I mean, you're combining Deneb with Zeronos for Vega form, so there is a bit of, pop off the Altair form mask and deal with that, but it's all very more or less contained into the robot or into the figure itself.
So my other question was for the Final Form Rider figures. A, how's the articulation? B, how's the plastic quality? And C, are there any that you would recommend over others? Like, the one that I've always been interested in is Blade. And maybe Fives.
are they in
Fives is fun. Yes, they are above the Wizards. Yes, there's
right here.
Yeah, with a Figure Arts Kivala because you can't stop me. And also a couple Power Rangers because hey, there's that Shinkendra episode, so why not? So for the Final Form Ride, honestly, get complete just because if you've gotten like the RKF Decade or any of the RKF Geo stuff, Decade complete, it still holds up. It doesn't have much of a gimmick other than being an articulated figure. Articulation on them, reasonable. I mean, it depends on, obviously the transformation gimmick locks out a lot of the waist joints.
Yeah.
Like with the Kiva Arrow, I mean, I don't think you're gonna get a lot out of him, but here, let me.
You gonna grab one?
Yes, I'm gonna grab a couple.
Here, want me to stop the screen share so you can actually. Let's see if I can do that real quick. Sorry, guys. At the tip it to stop screen. Stop screen. Okay. Let's try and bring. No, I don't want to do. Nope. Which one is speaker view? Great, Gary.
Difficulties.
Yo.
Yeah. Talk real quick. Do you
Hello.
pop up on screen? Okay. Hold on. Let me.
Yeah, I just see you on my end too.
Yeah. Dang it. Money rabbit. But.
All right. So first off, here you go. Nice little Decade complete figure. If you've messed with any of the Decade or any of the gimmick figures in general, here's the first thing that you have to be worried about.
Okay, the standard.
The articulated 2-grip hands that were the standard from most of Cast Off Rider and Kabuto all the way into the end of Bottle Change for Build. But, decent, 90 degrees at the knee, ball jointed ankle.
Okay.
Waist, nice, kind of squeaky, but that's whatever.
Yeah.
He can flex. Ball jointed head, but mine's a little tight just because I haven't messed with him a whole lot. But if I can get it to actually show up, every single individual little stamp on here, on the chest, all of the cards are really impressively detailed. Yeah. It's not showing up very well, but trust me, it's for a little 5-inch guy, I think on even the figure arts, those were user applied stickers on the end. And those are just nah, we'll just give it to you on the actual figure itself. And then on to, I believe this is actually the third release after normal Decade and after Kuga was Kiva.
I really want.
I have to.
I'm about to say for some strange reason when I just saw Kiva, his eyes were like really weird and like transparent.
Yeah, we can see the behind your wall. So weird.
But the downside of Kiva is kind of the whole of the arrow is just on his back and on his legs.
Yeah.
So if you flip that open, flip that up, and Kiva.
There was an old toy blog named Ubihar's Toy Factory. For anybody who was on the internet around 2006 on to like 2000, I want to say 13 or 14, that blog had so many cool toy photography pictures. It's not even funny.
Yeah.
Like, because they always did like the Final Form figures, and that's where I was like, oh, I kind of want these. And then I discovered Nintendo. My life has been the same since.
And because, how Kiva does his rider kick, pop it open.
Okay.
You can do the Darkness Moonbreak on him. And then the third one that I grabbed just to show, this is kind of what I would probably call the miss of the line, is Deno.
Doesn't Deno just transform into Jordan? I mean, Momotaros.
Momotaros, yes. The joke is a swing and a miss there, Gare.
I tried.
Uri, Sanju.
You haven't Sanjo'd yet, buddy. Give it a minute.
But I'm always at a climax.
And then you flip that. You flip that.
Dun. Oh. Oh no.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you want a 5-inch Momotaros, like, this is about what you're getting. The only, honestly, I would forgive everything about this specific figure if it actually came. Oh. But yeah, if it actually came with Momotaros' proper sword.
Is that supposed to be me? What the hell? But yeah, that would have been cool because he comes with a Dengasher though, right?
Yeah, he comes with the Dengasher and the Den Kamen, the liner form sword.
Wait, why the Den Kamen sword?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, wasn't it that like he was supposed to, or like if you used the final, or like Decade was going to use a final form on himself or something, like he would get like the armor pieces or something.
Yeah, you could like peg on like the actual like. Yeah, you could peg on all the faces and make onto Decade like he's being, the climax form finish. But yeah, honestly, this figure is more, fun than I gave it credit for when I was first just, buying it to complete the collection. But it's definitely the if RKF didn't die a slow, painful death, and if they just made an RKF Deno, I probably would not have bought this.
Yeah. So obviously after Final Form Ride, we had the Double Half Change series, we had the O's Combo Change series, the Heisei Module series,
Wizard Action Please.
Wizard Action Please, which was mostly just like light up, and except for the dragon parts, right?
I wanted those dragon form figures. Let me tell you something.
Oh god, the dragon forms are fun. Like, yeah, the gimmick of the normal wizard figures is just kind of a, you press the chest and it lights up, and that goes for even like Infinity, which is kind of disappointing because movie happened in Infinity Dragon, which that's a custom that I have that I just bought off of Yahoo Japan a while ago.
Nice.
But yeah, and then otherwise for Beast and for the dragons is where the gimmick really shines, because you could attach all of the armor, all of the dragons to all of the dragons. So, like, you could make, all dragon, or you could make, all dragon hurricane, or all dragon water.
All dragon land.
All dragon land.
Justin, I had a question, Justin. Do you have the wizard dragon from that line, and or the machine wizard, or whatever the heck
Machine Winger.
Machine Winger.
The wizard dragon?
Yeah.
Yep, and you're going on a quick ride. If you can see, you cannot.
Hawaii roller coaster ride. There's no place to
Rather be.
And I just got hit by DMC.
Ooh, I like it.
Dragon and Chimera are both under my desk.
I forgot that Chimera was a thing.
Yeah. And that was kind of Beast's gimmick, was that you could put any, like, I think even on this one, you could put mantles on both shoulders. So you could mix and match with Beast, and you could have him do, you know, Buffa and Falco like Wizard did in the HPV. And then Hyper kind of sucked, but that's a recurring theme with the second Rider final forms for this line, is they kind of sucked. Like Hyper, boring. Meteor Storm, boring. Birth,
But
fantastic.
Meteor Storm has a Beyblade. Do you not want to let it rip?
Meteor Storm, I ended up buying the figure art just because it was almost the same price.
I don't have a Forza or Meteor Driver, and I still want that damn Switch.
Meteor.
It's like you show to a damn Beyblade and it's like, hey, what's your Beyblade? Mine's called the Meteor the Meteor Storm Switch. Let it rip. Press the button. I win.
And then after the Wizard Action Please, we had the Garm. We had the Gaim arm change series, as you can see here on the left, which, if I recall correctly, Sigurd, Marika, Knuckle, pretty much everything outside of the main four was Premium Bandai, I think, except for Kurokage and Greedon were released with with rider machines like the Tulip Popper and the
and then
Dandelion Bike.
And then Duke was released retail, basically just because Baron used Lemon Energy later on.
Yeah, and then of course Kiwami and Kachidoki to Kiwami arms, and Kachidoki and then Kachidoki to Kiwami arms.
Yes.
So I have a quick story about the armor change line.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting that this more or less leads to a question. When it came to the armor change line, I remember hearing horror stories on the old RR podcast between Jettymans and Dawson about how much of a pain in the ass it was to find the mango and kiwi set. Or was it another set that was really hard to find?
Yeah, mango and kiwi were hard to find. Pine and Ichigo were hard to find.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Look, I own them, and I'm still not entirely sure if the Legend Rider arms actually exist. Because they're that hard to find.
Yeah.
And they are on the shelf.
I still, I used to have the arms change line, but, obviously new writer stuff happened, so one thing had to lead to the other. But I still have the talked about arms. Yeah, so they exist. It's that they're just really hard to find. Back when I was collecting arm change, mango and kiwi were I think one of the pricier ones that I had to get on the aftermarket because of how hard it was to find them. Like all the other writers, I think I led up to the last release I had was, I think it was Ryugen Yomi or it was Mars and Kamuro, but I had up to them back when I was still collecting.
Now, did every rider get released in the arm change line?
From the series itself, yes. Except for if you want to count the Kurokage Troopers.
Kurokage Troopers, yeah.
And then Jam from the last episode, which, I mean, that's...
Jam, easy pass anyway. If you're talking movie-wise, we did not get Savior. We did not get
we didn't get anything from the second set of V Cinemas or the villains from the first one. So there's no Idun and there's no Tyrant, and then
no Savior, no Black Baron.
I mean, there is a Black Baron on that shelf. Thank you, Reggie.
You're welcome. That reminds me, last night I was this is off tangent type thing, but last night I was playing games with EB and we were talking about Axel, and then oh yeah, you don't have an Axel format, or you don't have a Figure Arts Axel anymore. I was like, you're welcome. Then he was just laughing. But yeah, the Arm Exchange series, really great, fun line.
The
honestly,
Arm Chase series is kind of where everything exploded into popularity because they made everything like this. Like for Wizard, you got like one premium Bandai figure, which was the Special Rush style from the movie, and then from Gaim, they're just like, "What do you want? Here it is. Go." Bravo,
Okay, so
done. Bujin Gaim, Blood Orange, done. Knuckle, done. The other Energy Riders, done.
Yeah. Then after that, obviously, we went into the Tire Kokon change line with Drive,
which was fairly disappointing, honestly. And that's not so much the figures' fault. It's more of just Drive's tire change gimmick was not great.
Yeah, I was gonna say I haven't watched Drive, and the whole I know it's a fantastic series and everything, but my whole thing is like I don't like the suit, and I don't like the performance, and I don't like the gimmick.
Yeah, like the highlight of the Drive Tire Kokon line was definitely Machine Chaser, because you got his little backpack that turned into wings, turned into a claw, turned into a crossbow, turned into a whip.
Yeah,
like you got like 4 forms out of that one kid.
I remember seeing a gallery of that, but my other question was, actually going back to the double line for 1 second. I know they did one for Chase for Axel that could transfer into the bike.
Yeah.
Did they do one for Trunks? I know that they did one for CJX that was more or less a more chunky version of Cyclone Joker that could, like, you flip around a few panels, you flip around the arms and the legs, and you get Cyclone Joker Extreme.
Yeah. Yes, that's what they did for Cyclone Joker Extreme. They did not do a trial, so the trial and booster that are on that picture there are actually the figure arts again.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. They didn't do a Joker either.
They didn't do a Joker. That's the original figure art.
Yeah. And with Axel, you also got the Axel Gunner, so you can combine it with that, and it did combine with the Hard Boilder.
But those were out of scale with the actual figures themselves. Like the Axel Gunner was much smaller.
Yeah.
I mean, they should go to show that I'm a terrible co-host because I don't pay attention to the Kamen Rider toy lines anymore.
I will just hang up on you and Reggie, and I can just vibe for the next hour.
I dove too deep into it.
Yes, clearly I dove a little too deep too.
Okay, so after Drive's Tire Kokon change, we had the Ghost.
Yes, my baby.
Ghost, yes,
the Ghost line.
If I could pan my camera, but I can't because it's actually connected to my laptop. It's connected by my headset, and is also connected to the big screen, which is what's showing this. I still have all of my Ghost hoodies. I still kept all of those, even after getting rid of the actual base figure of it. Like, I kept all those hoodies. Like, I love the Ghost line. I actually modified my Figure Arts Ghost so he can actually put them on, so I don't have to go out and. Because the Ghost Figure Art line, unfortunately, only released Musashi as one of the form changes as a figure art. Like, they teased, like, Robin Hood is my favorite.
They teased all of them.
Yeah. Of all of them, Robin Hood is my absolute favorite form of Ghost. And I was severely disappointed when they did not make him a figure art. So that's why I As you can see here with Dresden, he has the 15 Ghosts all there aligned down there, and then obviously we have Deep Spectre.
Hey Dresden, real quick, what's your favorite Ghost form?
Oh God, Ghost or like out of the show Ghost?
Out of the show Ghost? No. Like all the I guess out of the show Ghost means like everything in the show.
I'm like, okay, Ghost as in like thing that Takeru transformed into, or Ghost as in like the series Ghost?
Sorry, the things that Ghost transformed into.
Okay, things that Takeru transformed into, like of the 15 heroes, Benkei is probably my favorite one.
Yeah.
Just because it's so, it's just like that black and white with a little bit of orange highlighting is just such a good look.
Oh yeah.
I think Grateful overall is just a really slick suit too, and kind of, it like breaks away from the gimmick of not being a hoodie, but in a way that, if you can still fudge the toy to make it work, which I appreciated. But just if they put Tenka Toitsu from the Ghost X-Aid movie, and if they just put that on the Mugen Damashi body, just perfect. If they just did that instead of just making, because I have problems with Tenka Toitsu not being a Spectre form, but if you just make it on Mugen, I'll forgive everything. And, possibly Soto Chronicle, just make my dreams come true and make that a form anyway.
Yeah. Honorable mention also goes to Beethoven. Kokume, Ume, John.
I mean,
Look, if we're not talking like specifically Takeru himself, like you can't beat Houdini. The dude is wearing a bike on his back.
Houdini, yes. The machine hoodie is also
the machine hoodie is great. The Houdini Damacy is great.
The only way to get, unfortunately, a machine hoodie for your Spectre is through the Ghost Change line. They did not release the Figure Arts version, which they also teased heavily, which I believe is possibly in part with the poor sales of Ghost Bike, which is an awesome looking bike. I still don't have it, but it is an awesome bike.
I have the Ghost Striker. It's really cool. I have Captain Ghost because that's the only way to get it, and it's just hilarious.
See, my favorite Ghost form is this one. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's Newton. I love the jingle.
Oh god, yeah, and Newton, Himiko, and the Eurosen figure that's between Zero Spectre, thank you, Reggie, and Mugen Damashi. That was one premium Bandai set.
And the second set
was Darwin.
Ghost.
Yep, Darwin, Dark Ghost, and Napoleon. Which I believe, that's Napoleon in the back.
Right there.
Yes, right there. No, that's...
Oh, wait.
That's Ryoma.
No, that's Ryoma. Hold on. Napoleon's right over here.
Yeah, in the back above... Goemon. So, if you're watching again, I'm sorry that I'm making you look at Goemon.
Darwin's right here.
Yeah, Darwin, because I actually have Musashi up on the shelf itself as kind of like the form summoned by Grateful. So I just plopped the Darwin Ghost into the number 1 spot, and then otherwise they're all, in order 1 through 9. Or 1 through 8, then 9 through Napoleon.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Boost Goemon haunts me forever. I have
the Boost Ghosts. I love that they were the long coats, but the colors clashed way too much on Boost Goemon.
Yeah.
So here's my question about.
And then Dark Necron Pink is also front and slightly left of center on the shelf. Thank you again, Reggie.
You're welcome. I do a lot of painting.
Mainly for me these days.
Yeah, mainly for you.
Everything shut up and take my money.
Everything on my workbench, I think, is currently that.
Look, you want me to buy another Saber figure? We can get this happening, okay? I got room on my shelf.
That reminds me, Reggie. When am I sending my King Sphinx for like a black wash over?
I don't know, man. Whenever you wanna.
Maybe later in the year. My question is, are there breakage issues on these gimmick figures?
Not in recent years. Like you might be terrified of like Mugen Damashi, and there's a clear Forze base states that they popped out all the medals with. You might be kind of scared looking at those just because it's all clear plastic with. But they're fine. Like mine have never had any issues. My Drake actually it was broken out of the package. Like his hand is actually glued in so that he can hold his gun up. But nothing that I've encountered since Double Forward has had any breakage issues.
As someone who owns the Ghost hoodies still, the only breakage I've had so far has been, unfortunately, Nobunaga. His little like thing at the top, his little top knot for his helmet, like
yeah.
it did snap when I tried to move it one time, so it's glued in place right now. But it did have that issue. And if you're wondering, everybody watching, why I'm fumbling around, I accidentally bumped my shelf and Isu fell forward. Luckily, she's okay, but Venom is also on the floor over there, and I'll pick him up later.
Well, Venom is also just too strong for your shelf, Reggie.
Venom.
Trying to think. I have another question.
Yeah,
because I was gonna say anything with clear plastic. But Papa TJ Omega has taught me to be instantly fearful of it. Like Studio Series A6 Jazz, it apparently broke on somebody at like the hinge in Gyokuma where the roof is, and it's like just completely shattered plastic. But anyway, moving on.
But after
with anything clear plastic, just be careful. But these are specifically, made for the target demo, so you don't need to, you shouldn't need to use too much force, and if something pops off, it should pop right back on.
Yeah.
Theoretically. I like I said, I've never had any problems. Don't jinx me.
So after the Ghost Change line, we of course had X-Aid with the Level Up Rider series. We did come with the different armors. We had X-Aid and pretty much X-Aid, Snipe, actually all the rider, almost all the base riders, they had the ability to kind of fold up and then go into this armor shell to become their level 1 forms.
Yeah.
Even Laser, is a bike.
Even Laser was able to plug into level 1 shell, but his head just never looked right in there.
Because it was obviously the bike head, so it was too tiny.
Yeah, that does never works.
I mean, my only question about this line is, with the maximum armor, could you just take your regular XA and just fold it up into the maximum armor, or?
That is actually what is on display right now, is the regular XA level 2 plugged into the maximum armor. So yes.
Because maximum was kind of like also
the
its own
X8 on the
shell.
top row center is actually the Figurized standard model kit.
Because then you also had the Mighty Brothers Double X. They could split, and also could they also fit into one shell as well?
Yes, but they got their own specific shell.
Okay.
So there's the level 1 shell that came with X8 that Brave, Snipe, and Laser could also use, and then the Mighty Brothers Double X, I believe it was the teal side, came with a dedicated chicken nugget body.
Okay.
Is what I'm going to call them, because they are just combat chicken nuggets.
Now I'm hungry. Thanks, Justin.
Yeah, me too.
It's almost lunch.
One special thing about the Level Up Rider series is they did have a premium Bandai Level Up Rider X-Aid level 1. The unfortunate thing is that
sell that to me.
Sorry, I already did to somebody else. But
you bastard.
The only rider of that was X8, and it was honestly a very, very articulated figure. And I did have another one that I modified and made it into Gem, and that's also belongs to shout out to my buddy Toku Photo Biz on Twitter. He's the one who currently owns that now. But yeah, the series did have the level up rider armors, like you can see here. We had Fantasy Gamer level 50,
Simulations level 50. That's the Soto of level 4.
Because we never got burger.
Yeah, because we never got that. But yeah, I wanted to have a cheeseburger, so I bought the Soto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have Robot, Dragonic, or
Dragonite Hunter.
Z.
Yep.
That. Yeah. Shakuriki Sports. Down here we have Jet Combat.
Yep, Jet Combat.
Dormefa Beat. Pretty sure.
Yep, that's Chambara Gamer, and then the figure art of X8 or of Laser level 5, because if you look, Laser is Laser's life is suffering, okay? Like, you knew that from watching the show anyway. His life kind of sucks, and the toy is paying homage to that, in that toy is also kind of suffering. But if you keep it in Shambara, or if you keep it in the bike, you're fine. If you keep it in Dragonite Hunter Zet, his arms look like taco shells.
Stop talking about food.
Look,
I'm hungry.
They are hollow.
Oh, they're hollow?
You could just say that. But
yes, but then I have to also get you to think about food because I haven't eaten yet.
So there was also Parad.
Yep.
He switched between Knockout Fighter and
Perfect Puzzle.
Perfect Puzzle. Why was I thinking Puzzle Fighter Z?
Puzzle
don't know.
Fighter Z.
Probably because that's why they can't use that name for Perfect Knockout and they had to use that instead.
Yeah. And then we have, there was a premium, it wasn't really for the Level Up series, but it was for the Candy Toy line.
Yeah, those are for the Sotos.
Yeah, they released, the barrel, or Taiga, Bang Bang Shooting's barrels, the Choco Boxes from Mighty Action X, and then the treasure chest from
I hate to interrupt. But I actually have late breaking news.
What?
Saber and Zenkai Superhero Senki original soundtrack and Kamen Rider Revice the movie original soundtrack for Zero are both available on Spotify and other music streaming platforms.
Cool. So if you guys like writing music, you can go listen to those. Nah, yeah, Gary, it just came out. Stop it.
Wait.
But yeah, we had the.
I was doing the breaking news sounded from a radio show that I listened to.
I know, but just in case. But yeah, I think up here on your shelf though, that's primarily the RKF line on this side, right?
Yeah.
No, this is that's the Figure Arts Chronos,
okay.
But that is still that's Level Up Zombie.
Oh yeah, Level Up Rider.
Level Up Rider did the Dangerous Zombie, and then I just put on I swapped out the actual Gashokan Breaker or the Gashokan Buggle Driver. There we go. That's what I was thinking of. I took that belt off. And then I just put on one of the normal level 3 belts so that I could get Zombie Action X0.
Got it. Because, wait a minute. I know that they did release that. Because, yeah, Gem was the breakout character.
Yes. So, yeah, you gotta... Yeah. So, and that's another, kind of good thing about specifically the X8 line. They didn't make any of the armors in Figure Arts form. Nothing.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to just grab one and then, you swapped out the belt and, hey, you've got a, generic driver with 2 Gashats into it and you can throw on, Shakuriki Sports on X8 and call it a day.
Well, mine is, when you say any of the armors, any of the X8 Snipe Brave level 3 armors.
Yes, they didn't release the level 3s. They did release the 50s and I think they released Brave 100.
They released Tattle Fantasy, Bango Simulations, Tattle Legacy, Girigiri Chambara for Laser, the different Dragonite Hunters for each for Brave, Snipe, and Laser, and the all Dragon kind of armor for X8. But yeah, they did not release Jet Combat. They did not release Doria Fabid. They did not release Gekitotsu Robots. Or Shakuriki Sports. They did release Shakuriki Sports as a bike to go with the level 2 Gem for the Hawashi Nations 2017 or 2016, 2018 exclusive, I believe.
20-something.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So
and then that's also a Genom Zero custom. Thank you, Reggie.
Yeah, welcome. You guys are gonna hear a lot. And then didn't I do Proto Snipe?
Yes, there is a Proto Snipe on there as well, in the middle, between Combat and Chronos.
Okay.
Yeah, your mouse is right on it.
Yeah. So then, obviously, after the X8, the ball
I meant
change.
to display him as the chicken nugget, but I need to unstick the paint. So the paint from some joints, not your fault, but that's terrifying me to do so. So I've been putting it off for a while.
Yeah. And then after that, we did get the
bottle change rider,
I want all those figures. I hate everything. I went from like being like, oh, you know what? I'll only get like one, maybe two of them. I want every single one. Reggie, since we're cursing on this episode, fuck you, and I hope you're happy.
I am.
I made Gary watch all of Build so we could talk about it on our Build episode.
I watched Build in a week.
But yeah, my Build shelf, you can kind of see it's slightly barren just because I have placeholders for where I need to buy figure arts instead, because the BCR line was good, but not a lot of it.
Yeah.
Like you got not even all main 10 best matches. They screwed me out of the Panda, but you got at least you got 6 of those. You got your Rabbit Tank Sparkling and Rabbit Tank Hazard with Rabbit and Tank armors. So that set is impossible to find, which sucks because I need to buy it 2 more times so I can get all 3 displayed.
Mm-hmm.
You got Genius and then Cross Charge.
You got Grease
and Rogue.
Best
and that
boy.
Was the line.
Yeah, you did not get Night Rogue. You did not get Bloodstock. You did not get Mad Rogue. You did not get Cross. Normal. As himself.
Yeah, you didn't get Normal Cross. Didn't get Great Cross. Didn't get Cross Magma.
But did we get Cross 7? I made a really bad Digimon joke.
Okay, Garrett, go to your room.
I am in my room, Dad.
No, but you could get you maybe could get Cross 4 Night.
Reggie's gonna excommunicate us from his life, dude.
But yeah, so
also Sono, this is me putting forever on the internet my attempt. I'm going to get you into Digimon. You're in the audience now. It's on the internet.
After we got the build change or the bottle change series, we got the RKF series, and this is where pretty much Gimmick Figures went on from the entire time. They shrunk down in size.
Yeah, so they went from about figure art size to about a 5-inch scale. So if you wanted to ever get into the Final Form Ride series, Geo was the time to start that, because everything from Decade was now in scale with all of the new stuff. And that is kind of where my shelf kind of started to split a little bit, because you can see below the X8 and Amazons, I've got my Legend Rider RKFs. If we can get back into frame.
I can't.
There we go.
There we go.
Okay, so yeah, I've got kind of my Legend Rider RKFs on one side, which those don't have a gimmick for the most part. Those are just small, affordable, articulated, good figures. And then we had what was possibly the bane of my existence for a year with the Geo RKF Rider Armor Series line.
I only own the O's ones, and I don't even own the Geo to put them on.
Yes.
I own none of them.
So the figures themselves, no complaints. They're perfectly fine. Good figures. Glad I bought them. I bought Gates Revive twice so that I could have Shippu and Go-Rets at the same time.
Nice.
But the armors themselves, if you look up and onto the X8 shelf with the X8 armor, a stiff breeze will knock that thing over and it will shatter.
So they're really
I don't
fragile.
mean not shatter as in break, but everything is pegged in very loosely, and the word pegged in is doing a lot of heavy lifting that the toy itself physically cannot accomplish.
So pretty much it's about to break its back because of all the pegs.
Yeah, but like the toy itself will be fine. It's just it cannot hold itself together without having a body inside of it, and there's only so many Sogos that a man can buy, and I've hit my limit.
Yeah. So the RKF line though did see the release of, I mean, like almost every single line, they did have, you know, the if the character had like the mecha or the kind of deal like that. Like Castle Duran did come out in Kiva, as well as the what's the name of Ixa's giant dragon, mechanical dragon? Powered Ixa.
Power Daiso.
We
Now
had,
that's Forze.
Yeah, we had the Power Dizer from Forze that came with the bike.
Most of the giant robots are just an excuse to sell the bike.
Captain.
Yeah, that's what I noticed.
Captain Ghost, and then of course we had the, you know, what's Geo's giant robot, the one
Time
Machine, which is the only way that you could get a DXO's Ride Watch, or in the case of the Gates Machine, the end Ride Watch.
And then that's so actually weird, just the Soto sitting there because the DX Time Machine is tall.
Yeah, it's actually pretty big. The unfortunate thing is that
you can't fit on my shelves in robot mode tall.
You can't also he's also a good substitute for those who do want to get it to go with your figure art, but unfortunately your figure art will not fit. It only will fit the RKF figures because of how small they are in comparison.
But if you wanted to buy if you're buying the Time Machine and you want to hide a figure art in it, I really don't know what you're doing with your life. You spent way too much on that figure art to not display it.
What the?
Sorry.
Gary,
DMC item.
That hurt my ears.
A little bit, yeah.
Of course, like the RKF line did continue into Kamen Rider 01. As you can see there, there was also that armor change, kind of like that hybrid Rise gimmick figure, right? For 01, where you could switch between Flying Falcon.
It's in Flying Falcon right now on that picture above the Jins.
Yeah. So that was one of the good lines.
Yes, that was a very decent. I mean, like 01 didn't have a gimmick to the figure, so they were just all, you know, small, neatly articulated, and then you had like the one, you know, the hybrid Rise Flying Falcon. That was kind of the exception more than anything. Like I don't know if I would even qualify RKF 01 as a gimmick, except for, like I said, Flying Falcon, or you know, what I have is Flying Falcon, and then Arc 0 and Arc 1, which
were a later release.
Oof. If you see my Arc 1, you only see his top half because he does not come with a bottom half.
Essentially, you would have to buy two.
Yeah, you would have to buy two, and then you would just have two extra top halves lying around.
Yeah.
Which I'm going to do anyway when I can find another version. Because if you look slightly to the left with my RKF Saber, and this is an older photo because I have since bought two Psychos and a second Caliber.
Psycho, no powerful body.
No, wrong show.
Wrong show.
Wrong show.
But yeah, so
and
the RKF line.
RKF is, it's like I'm calling it dead because they've announced that there will be figures for the next line, but they're not calling it RKF.
For Revice, yeah, is. They've said figure and then like it seems like armor combo or something, but it's not called RKF.
Yeah.
So I think that the decision to make the RKF smaller than the previous gimmick lines is kind of where they kind of
that kind of is what killed it, I think, because like everything like double to build is, if you don't want to spend the money for a figure art, or if they don't make a figure art of your favorite, random form from the show,
that was your best substitute.
Yeah, that is honestly even a pretty good substitute. Like I will take, most of those figures, especially over the Seihos even, because they are cheaper and they do not have nearly as many tiny little bits and bobs to lose.
Yeah. So
I don't care that the driver is missing some paint, but if Seiho Eternal falls over and 5 of his medals or 5 of his memories are gone forever, that one sucks.
Yeah. So
Say no double is suffering.
I was about to say that's actually a great segue for questions, but we still have more to talk about. I'm assuming.
Yeah. Well, I'll end it off on this note. I think that what they'll probably do is if they do decide that RKF is pretty much dead, they'll probably make something like kind of a souped up like Soto figure as the gimmick line, kind of like what they're doing with Zenkaiger with their Change Hero line. That
Yes.
they're basically better painted Sotos.
Better painted Soto.
Yudo.
Well, I mean, at least
Yudos.
Yeah, at least Zen Kaiser and Two Kaiser are just better painted Yudos.
Yeah.
I appreciate they're actually taking the gimmick for the other four.
Yeah, to transform into their
transforming them into their
individual
whatever
vehicle
they're
/
called.
animal forms.
Yes,
So.
well, animal /
dinosaur / dragon /
yeah.
Slash everything.
I would call dinosaur and dragon animals. I just can't, in good conscience, call a dump truck an animal. Vroon, what are you even doing here other than just being a nerd?
That animal got a dump truck. But, yeah, so
that's bestiality. We don't need that.
Yeah, no. Sorry. That was just the joke because of animals and dump truck. But yeah, don't. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, I feel like they're going to do that as their gimmick is going to have.
As much as them changing scale the first time pained me, I kind of want them just change back to figure art scale for these. Or
if they make them the bigger scale.
Yeah, or if they just do end up going with like the 4-inch scale, I mean, I'm just gonna skip them and buy the Sotos because, God, Soto will just make everything. If it shows up for a half a second choking the Sora, it'll be in a Soto anyway. Rabbit hazard. Took a couple of years, but it got into it.
Yeah. So Gary, you're mentioning questions. Let's.
Yeah. So we kind of just answered the one from Deep Sea at 82 fathoms under. What do you think will happen with the RKF come Revice? Any ideas what the next one might be?
Yeah, I would think they'll probably, if they do for this new line, they're likely going to just scale back to that smaller scale with the like with the Zenkaiger Yudo / Zenkaiger Change Hero series.
I mean, here's the thing. Here's like my opinion on it. If they go to doing like the whole Yudo thing, I would appreciate no stickers and just a lot of paint, but I'm not getting my hopes up. But yeah, you guys kind of talked ad nauseum about that, and I was like, I have nothing to contribute.
Yeah.
All right. So our second question comes to us from Peacemaker, which is, which rider that doesn't have a figure yet do you want to see? I'm assuming RKF, but
does that answer your question?
I don't even know what that logo is.
Mage.
Right. Your profile picture on Twitter for as long as I've known you.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
The Mage figures do need. They could do a 3-pack if they wanted to.
They could do it. Look, if they just make one figure and then you can swap out the gems, I'll buy it 3 times.
So, my only answer here is my cop out Blade, because I think outside of the Sir Talking Pension, did they do an RKF Blade?
They did not. RKF Legend Riders only went to Decade Double. I mean, I don't even know if I would count Decade as Legend Rider, honestly, because she was just in Geo as a main flipping character. But bring me back for a Geo episode. I'll rant on that later.
Oh, don't worry.
Build and X-Aid and Double were the only like proper Legend Riders in RKF.
I'm trying to fight through Geo, but it's such a slog.
Oh, it gets worse.
Don't. I mean, here's anybody from Blade. That's my go-to. Garen, Chalice, the Angle, Blade. Hell, even give me the 3 movie riders. Other than that, I'm gonna do another one that's unexpected to me. Can we get the Zodiarts, please?
The Zodiarts as RKF or
as RKF or for the show that no longer exists. Reggie, do you remember when we did our review of Heisei Generations Forever or Heisei Generations Final last year? There was one line I wish they did. Give me the Another Riders.
The Another Riders, yes. They just
so the Soto and other writers are also suffering.
Yeah, if they could just upscale them,
Yeah,
like, that would just be great. Like
just give me another Agito and have like sticker options to be another Agito or another Agito.
Or another Agito, or just buy a bunch of like another Agito's figure art is pretty cheap. Just buy a bunch of it, like and then just get like random figure arts, like heck, get one of the ones from like Detective Conan or something. Just slap an Agito head on it. There we go, another Agito.
I don't get the bit.
Another Agito is both another Agito and Kamen Rider another Agito.
Right. And then
the same suit.
So it's the same suit with just the added on, year.
Right.
Just added on year, added on name Agito, and also another Agito gets weapons and another Agito doesn't.
Sono says, give me Aqua, give me more Scorpio and Libra. Give me Sagittarius.
Sagittarius does exist as a figure.
Sagittarius as a figure art exists, but space is a concern for any additional Forza figures.
Yeah, so
okay,
because Scorpio and Libra were also in the figure arts line. They had Virgo, they had Leo, and then everybody else was just a 0. I don't even think they did Pisces. I think they only they did Cancer, they did Aquarius, they did Capricorn, or no, they did Aries, or was that Capricorn? No, they did Aries. They didn't do Capricorn. They didn't do Pisces. Yeah, they were still missing a couple. So
anyway, we had 2 questions from some douchebag named GBX93 on Twitter.
Oh, I want to ignore that guy.
Yeah,
he's not worth talking to.
Please skip that.
God damn it.
So everybody, thank you for watching the show.
Yeah.
So my questions to you guys are: what are your top 5 figures of all time that you've owned, and your top 5 figures of all time that you don't own?
Wait.
Okay, so the 5 that I own,
and then 5 that you don't own.
Yes, I'm going to cop out on 5 that I own because I'm going to do 1 per line.
Okay.
So favorite Transformer figure is Optimal Optimus, because that was one of the 3 Beast Wars figures that I had as a kid. It was him, Dragon, Megatron, and Tigerhawk.
Ooh.
And he's the only one that has gotten a new toy. So Power of the Prime's Optimal Optimus. Favorite Rider figure? The Dark Necron Pink that Reggie painted for me.
Aww.
Because I put in a lot of effort into that. I actually resin casted Necrom's arm so that I could get the Mega U loader and snip off the eyedropper piece for her.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite Ultraman is got to be, the Ultra Action Juggler, because dear God, that exists somehow.
All right, this is just going to show you how much I know about Ultraman real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't Juggler a villain?
Kinda, sort of. He just needs somebody to tell that he's doing good. When this catches up and there's chat, Sono, you will be able to explain Juggler far better than I could. But yes, Ultra Action Juggless Juggler. Cue the creepy laughing as he just ominously zooms into the camera.
Oh no, sorry. I thought you were talking about me because I was just trying to get comfortable.
No. I just
the panda.
Yes. But favorite, I'm gonna lop in Sentai and Power Rangers here like a pleb, but sure. I can't believe that they made a Lightning Collection Ranger Slayer. I love the comics, and I loved the Beyond the Grid story arc of those comics, where she just got to lead her own team of returning misfits.
Yeah.
Like Andros.
So Sono said, bring me on to talk about Juggler one day. Sono, I have a question. What Ultraman series was Juggler in?
Yes.
Well, he started
in Orb, and then he has been in shows. Yes, I'm not spoiling. I'm not spoiling anything.
Because the only one I have on Blu-ray right now is Rube.
He's not in Rube, so go buy. Orb is free on Toku Shoutsu. Just go stream it.
That's fair. Reggie, do you want to answer my first question, or do you want to answer it?
And then
go ahead. Sorry.
Yes, that was only 4.
Oh shit! Yeah, you're right.
Yep, because my favorite, like in general, because I again as a nostalgia factor of I sort of had this as a kid.
Is that? Oh, is that
That's Powered Xenon from God Xenon from Gridman, with the whatever the dragon gun is.
The Drago armor.
Yes, yeah. That's with that, and then that's the Super Mini Pla, and then Super Mini Pla King Gridman.
Nice.
Because I had the U.S. release of God Xenon as a kid, but I got it out in like a big like rummage sale. You know, my dad's just like, here's $20 for a whole box of toys, kind of a thing. And so I never realized that they went together. So I thought as a kid that I just had bits and bobs of robots. And then as an adult, I learned what Gridman was. I'm just like, oh no.
I'm an idiot.
I kind of... I mean, I didn't have a Gridman to go with them, so I didn't exactly... Yeah, I was working off of a partial set no matter what, but I had the full Xenon.
All right, so... Reggie, you want me to go first, or you want to go first? It's up to you.
You can go ahead.
Okay, I have 2 for each category, but I don't have Ultraman or Rider really, except for my DN driver, so I'm not counting that. And there's actually some quick stories involved, so I apologize. I have
rambled for long enough.
I have all the RID combiners. Story behind that is I went to a thrift shop. I got a complete build team for $1. I
hate you.
Oh, it gets worse. I got an RID Galvatron for $100. I got RID Team Bullet Train combined for like $50. I got a Minton Box Magnus for $40. I got RID Prime for $52 shipped, and I got Ruination off of Big Dad for $55 shipped. Another transformer I'm really proud of is my Galaxy Force Galvatron, which I got for $125 off of Facebook, and that figure is probably one of the last transformers I'm buying until this time next year, if later. Power Rangers wise, I got my Zeo Megazord that's complete for like $20.
With all hang up on him, Reggie. Can you just make him go away?
No.
Where do I click?
No. Reggie, love me.
Stabbing through the internet.
No, but the story behind that one is they wanted $65 for it, and I was like, here's like half my Times Return collection. Can I get like $45 for it? I was like, yeah, sure. I want that. I want that Zeo Megazord. And it has all the helmets, it had an unused sticker sheet and had all the instructions and everything. My Wold Kaiser that I got for $37 shipped, and my Black and Gold Gingai that I got for $110. What other Transformers do I have fun stories about? My SECC Primal, my regular Optimus, my Galaxy Force Prime, which I got for $15 complete. That's a thing. And before Dresden tries to murder me, I'm just going to stop talking. Reggie, go ahead.
SHV watching Coach Seiho Kamen Oz.
I'm looking at mine right now, and I think of you, buddy.
Terrifying. Seihos are terrifying for me. Like, I got anxiety. I'm not dealing with that.
Trust me, the amount of times that my O's has fallen over and the metals come out, it gives me anxiety every time. Do you think he hasn't noticed his... When did you change my... Did you return... Reggie, I hate you. I explained that story. I traded in half my Time Return collections for my Zeo Megazord. I'm not going to lie. It's withstood the test of time.
I have too much power. But, yeah, so... And then I'm surprised that you didn't go like, and what else? Yes.
I'm trying to think. I also have all the Ryu Soldier mecha. I got that for like 300 together.
We can talk more on Toy Stories after we're done recording. But yeah, any other questions though, Gary, that popped up?
My other question that I asked was top 5 favorite figures of all time. You don't have to own them. Just they can look cool. They can look aesthetically pleasing.
What was that?
5. Okay. Figures that I need.
Yeah.
Cast off Rider Gattack.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
That's a glaring omission in my collection.
I'm making you think.
Time Ranger Robo.
Mm.
The Time Force robot. Or Time Force Megazord, Time Ranger Robo, whichever. Because I love how like everything in there just combines into one, like in 3 different modes. Like you have either like, you know, the big pyramid triangle jet, or you know, the alpha mode or beta mode.
Mm-hmm.
God, this sucks because I have disposable income, so most of what I want I just impulse bought.
All right. So it'd be my turn.
Yes. I'm tapping out on. I have too much money and no self-control.
How long have you been following me on Twitter? You know I have terrible. You know I'm terrible when it comes to spending money.
I've actually been pretty good lately.
I'm trying to be better, but then Vanguard's like, hey, here's set 2. Go buy all of your crap. I'm like,
yeah, I am legally not allowed to play Magic the Gathering anymore.
Did you play EDH?
No, I in Innistrad block I had a black-green zombie token swarming deck.
We're talking after this. I have a story for you.
I made all my friends hate me, and I still haven't mended those fences yet.
All right, so let's see. Number 1 for me, Black and Gold Ultimate Daiboken. I love the color scheme, and I love Bokenger. And Sentai 5 has my eternal anger and rage.
Ruban and just normal Ultimate Daiboken are on that list for me, too, because I haven't bought them yet. But, like, I know Sono, so I have to buy Bokenger toys. It's just, it's in our friendship contract.
I mean, I got a Daiboken at Morphicon 3 years ago, mint and sealed box for $60.
Don't make me bring out the Overlord knife again.
He's gonna kill me.
Please don't.
At this angle, I can go straight for the jugular.
Let's see, Siren Builder, the Daitanken, because I don't have a complete set, because I have the Battlefleet Megazord, unfortunately. I'd much rather have Die Voyager. Transformer-wise, if I can ever find the space for it, give me a HasLab Unicron. And also the Cybertron Defense Hotshot and Scattershot, because I have Red Alert.
I want them to make a new Dragon Megatron.
Third party did.
Yeah, but none of them look like the toy.
That's fair.
Like, they're all stylized enough to be awesome, but like I want the third party Dragon Megatrons because they look cool and not because they're Dragon Megatron. Which is kind of what I'm looking for in a third party toy in general, honestly.
I also want to get the SICKT Garen to go along with my Blade. And also, I want a CSM Garen Rouser.
I know Sono has one of those.
Sono, run.
I'm not going to hurt Sono. She's they're cool. They're cool.
They're the best. I definitely want to have Sono on another episode.
Although, before one other thing, Ricky,
you can just like have Sono and I on, and then all 3 of us can just beat up Gary for having bad ghost opinions.
Ghost was the first Rider toy line I bought into, and I hated the show.
Yeah, well, you've seen my Gaim shelf, and I can rant on how bad that show is for months.
Dear.
I have one other question before I ship it off to Sir Reggie Dresden. Do you have a Furbus?
No.
I'm like, Gary, you can ask these questions after the show.
Sorry, I'm inquisitive. Go ahead, Reggie. It's all yours.
You're too inquisitive, man.
I know, buddy.
Say ho Axel, say ho Skull, because I still need to get those again. Evie, I regret selling them to you, man.
If Figure Eye Standard ever makes a skull in their normal line, you can buy my Seiho off of me.
Sounds good. The Sick O's figures. I don't have a single one, which is surprising. Actually, I'm like my buddy Pokemon Master. He has a way bigger O's collection than I do. That's
SIC Infinity and SIC Flame Dragon. Crap, that's going on my list too of things I need to buy.
Yeah, pretty much the O's line of SICs. I need to get those. Yeah, like if we're just talking figure wise, I definitely need a lot more mooks essentially. Like the Shocker Combatmen. I ordered one back in May, I think, or no, not May, April, from Ami, and I did surface mail, so it's not anywhere here yet. So, but I need more villains. That's what I'm essentially I'm thinking of. I think I may backtrack and also try and get the greeds because all I have is Onk right now. So, yeah. But yeah, so everybody, I think that's a good kind of place to cut off the episode. I mean, we kind of been going on a lot of different tangents, and it's been almost 2 hours, and I'm pretty sure that all three of us are hungry, so we'll just use this time to just talk to each other after the show. But everybody that has been watching, thank you for watching another episode. Our next one should be on the 7th.
Yeah.
Topics still being decided because that also Rider Week or Heisei Week 2. So I don't want to conflict with those guys in case they have something big planned that day. But we'll see how it goes. We'll find out what's going on, what they decide to do for the 7th. If it's something that's like a big movie premiere or something like that, like I'm hoping.
Yeah.
We'll probably skip that episode.
Yeah, because I might not be here the 21st. It's my friend's birthday, and I kind of promised him the 16th and the following weekend are probably no good for me. So I'd go axe throwing. But we'll talk about that later.
Wait. Okay, yeah, we'll talk about that later. So, guys, just tune in.
Can I pay one of your friends to miss when they go axe throwing?
It's for his birthday.
Okay, let's pay him to miss.
Okay, we're cutting the episode. Everybody, thank you, everybody. Bye.
Lawyer, okay?
Bye. Talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.